The following story features fictional characters woven into the fabric of a real historical event. The goal is to educate and entertain while telling a story that honors those fallen. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory was a real garment factory located in the Osh building in New York City. On March 25, 1911, a fire broke out on the 8th floor, rapidly engulfing the top 3 floors. Tragically, 146 workers, mostly young migrant women, lost their lives due to locked doors and inadequate safety measures. This disaster became a pivotal moment for workplace safety reform. It was supposed to be a routine day for Clara Weiss, a fictional 17-year-old immigrant worker in 1911, laboring at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in Manhattan. Clara had come to America with her father 2 years earlier, seeking a better life after her mother died of illness in their small village in Poland. The factory job was grueling, but it paid just enough for them to share a tiny apartment and the dream of someday owning a small tailoring shop. Clara's story unfolds on that fateful Saturday. She sat at her sewing station by the window on the 9th floor, chatting with her best friend, Lena, as the two worked on rows of shirtwaists. They talked about their plans for the evening. Lena wanted to visit the Nickelodeon Theater, but Clara was saving her few pennies for a birthday gift for her father. Clara had noticed something unusual earlier that morning. Mr. Bernstein, the floor manager, seemed agitated. He had whispered urgently to the factory owners, Isaac Harris and Max Blanc, when they inspected the 9th floor. Clara overheard snatches of their conversation. Something about deliveries not arriving and a problem with the stairwell. She didn't think much of it at the time. At 4:40 p.m., Clara smelled smoke. It was faint at first, blending with the acrid smell of fabric dust and oil from the sewing machines. Then came the shouts. "Fire!" Someone screamed from the stairwell. Chaos erupted as flames burst through the door to the 8th floor. The workers scrambled to the windows and exits, but panic set in when they discovered the only door to the stairwell was locked. Clara grabbed Lena's hand. "The windows! We can climb to the fire escape," she yelled. The two fought through the crowd, past terrified girls who clawed at the locked doors. The fire escape was their only hope. As Clara and Lena climbed onto the narrow, rickety fire escape, Clara noticed Mr. Bernstein ushering several women towards the elevator shaft. She saw him pause, turning back towards his desk where he grabbed a ledger and something small and shiny. He stuffed the items into his coat pocket and pushed through the panicked crowd. "Where's he going?" Lena asked. Clara couldn't answer. The fire escape groaned under the weight of the workers. Clara and Lena kept going, but behind them, the structure gave way with a loud screech, sending several girls plummeting to the alley below. Smoke choked Clara's lungs as she and Lena reached the roof. Workers from the building next door had placed a plank across the gap, urging survivors to cross. Clara hesitated, looking back at Mr. Bernstein. She saw him at the edge of the roof, coughing and clutching his coat. His face was pale, eyes darting as if weighing an unspoken decision. "Clara, come on!" Lena screamed. Clara turned and crawled across the plank, collapsing onto Lena's arms on the other side just as flames consumed the roof. The fire raged for half an hour before firefighters extinguished it, but the damage was done. Clara and Lena were among the lucky few who survived. Days later, Clara learned that Mr. Bernstein's body was found near the roof exit. In his pocket were the factory's payroll records and a small locket containing a picture of a woman and a child. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire sparked outrage across the country. Workplace safety laws were enacted to prevent such a tragedy from happening again. But for Clara, the memory of that day remained vivid, a haunting reminder of both the fragility of life and the quiet acts of courage that often go unnoticed. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire was a devastating tragedy, but it left a legacy of vital changes that shaped modern labor and workplace safety. The aftermath saw a transformation in fire safety standards, labor laws, and building regulations. Factories were required to install automatic sprinkler systems, ensure multiple unobstructed fire exits, and conduct regular fire drills to prepare workers for emergencies. Construction codes mandated the use of fire-resistant materials and accessible fire escapes, while emergency lighting in stairwells became a standard feature. Labor laws were also overhauled. Minimum working ages were enforced more strictly, maximum working hours were limited, and employers were held accountable for maintaining safe working environments. These measures were reinforced by the creation of state regulatory agencies like New York's Factory Investigating Commission, which conducted inspections to ensure compliance. On a broader scale, the fire galvanized support for workers' unions such as the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, which fought for fair wages and safer conditions. The momentum from these efforts influenced national reforms, including the establishment of the U.S. Department of Labor and later the Fair Labor Standards Act. Decades later, the tragedy inspired the formation of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, who you might know as OSHA, ensuring workers' safety across industries. The lessons of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire continue to protect workers to this day, turning a heartbreaking disaster into a powerful force for progress. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire has been memorialized in various ways, ensuring the tragedy and its lessons are not forgotten. At the site of the fire, now part of New York University's Brown Building, a plaque installed by the International Ladies Garment Workers Union commemorates the victims and the labor reforms sparked by the disaster. A permanent memorial is also being developed by the Remember the Triangle Fire Coalition, which will feature stainless steel panels engraved with the names of victims and poignant quotes, further cementing the significance of this site in labor history. Each year on March 25th, activists and families gather at the Brown Building for ceremonies, while names of the victims are written in chalk outside the former residences, a touching and humanizing tribute. Beyond the city, the New York State Memorial at Empire State Plaza in Albany honors all workers who have perished on the job, including those who lost their lives in the Triangle Fire. Cultural tributes have also played a role in preserving the memory of the tragedy. The Seward Park Library in Manhattan features a mosaic that reflects the immigrant heritage of many victims, serving as a visual reminder of the human cost of unsafe labor practices. The fire has also inspired books, documentaries, and plays, such as David Von Drehl's Triangle and PBS's Triangle Fire, which continue to educate and provoke thought about workplace safety and labor rights. These memorials, both physical and cultural, underscore the enduring impact of the fire on modern labor movements. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire is more than just a tragic moment in history. It's a reminder of the lives lost to greed, neglect, and the refusal to prioritize human dignity over profit. These were not just workers, they were daughters, sisters, and friends with dreams and aspirations, trapped in a nightmare they couldn't escape. Their suffering ignited a wave of change, forcing a nation to confront its failures and fight for the rights of safety of its workplace. As we reflect on their sacrifice, let us honor their memory by continuing to demand justice and fairness in workplaces everywhere. May the lessons of their loss remind us of our shared humanity and the responsibility we have to protect one another. To the 146 souls who perished that day, we remember you, not as mere victims of a system, but as catalysts for a better world. Your story lives on, and we vow to never forget. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as leave a comment about the video and any other videos that you'd like me to create in the future. Enjoy yourself, and may your adventures not be too startling. Leave that to us here at Startle Volumes.